get it on your hands. That helps too. Yeah, why aren't you going up to that nation? Because neither of y'all. What? Like, they're like, I'm about to.
No, why aren't they on the floor?
I don't know. Maybe they just got here. Duh.
They started.
Well, they're not going to prepare. We're going to win this game. When we discuss that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paragould Sports Arena, Game 2 of the 2019 Major Basketball season. Lady Rams getting 1 minute away from tip-off. BBTV's coverage of BB Badger basketball.
That's not good.
Game first. Close out the car. Even proceedings with the boys game.
No, really good.
Lady Guys fell 52-48. Get back to 10th right here this evening. They got a Paragould Lady Rams team opening up their season. 45 seconds away from our game this evening.
Hi, Leo.
Mike is on.
Oh, what's on now?
For the presentation of the colors and the city of our national anthem.
Oh, say.
The color card is on the award-winning BB High School Air Force Junior ROTC honor card. The man who conducts performance and carrying the United States flag is Cadet First Lieutenant Ali Carter. Honor card members include Cadet Senior Airman Jake Johnson, carrying Arkansas flag. Cadet Second Lieutenant Alyssa Harrell as the left guard, and Cadet Lieutenant Taylor Johnson as the right guard. Singing tonight's national anthem is Olivia McCormick, a sophomore at BB High School.
At the twilight, job on the national anthem this evening by Olivia McCormick. Colors of Exham State. We got special guest joining us here for just a moment. He's in charge of the criminal justice department. It's one of the, I'd say, common and Grant joins us here on Big Tanks coverage.
Man, I'm enjoying being here, bro. Glad to be in this first time I've done anything like this. Watch the inaugural live stream of the night. That's fantastic.
Lady Badgers coming off a tough loss on Tuesday, 15-48 Pottsville. I think two of the biggest teams last night that Paragould, which was in for here.
Absolutely. Yeah, with this high school team, they are soft.
Paragould, and they're all blue with the red trim also. 3-point basketball. No good offensive rebound. Stay here with the Rams.
Back inside Badger Sports Arena, 4:59 to go here in the first period of play. Lady Rams are leading 4-2 over your Lady Badgers. Joey Babel runs still out on the far side of the man-to-man defense.
I can tell you what, right now, if I was an offensive player, I would not want to see Miss Babel at half court picking me up. She has got a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. Maya Bradley has a lot of energy last night as well. So
she got a lot of hands in those passing lanes last night. Excellent job.
Maddie Atkins bringing it down the court for Lady Badgers, kicks it over to Bradley, over to Babel. Little screen and roll action from Bevel to Atkins. Atkins inside for a layup, but she'll go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
You know, a lot of times when your offense is struggling, you can put the ball on the floor and go to the charity stripe, and you'll be surprised how much that'll get you going and how quick those – when you see that ball go through that rim, it makes things a lot easier.
And you constantly keep driving it into the paint like that. Defenders are always going to collapse in. You're going to have wide open looks, and the Lady Badgers have plenty of capable shooters.
Yes, they do.
Atkins' first free throw falls 4-3, 4:29 to go here in the first period of play. And her second free throw, nothing but the bottom of the net. We're knotted at 4.
It's good to see us making our free throws tonight.
It's a cliche thing to say, but it never be understated how important free throws are.
Absolutely.
In a game, especially in the high school ball.
Yes, sir. It'll drive coaches crazy.
Points are already, and it's no knock on anybody. It's the same across boys, girls, whatever.
Absolutely.
Points are hard to come by.
BB's doing an outstanding job of extending their defense and creating another turnover.
Another turnover from the Rams. And Lady Badgers will get the ball right in front of their own bench.
Thing I like to see is they're moving while that ball's in the air and meeting the ball at the receiver there. Meeting the ball as a defender, that's what you want to do. You want to meet the ball there when that girl catches it. Good kick out.
Maya Bradley in the corner from the assist from Atkins, and a three-pointer for Maya Bradley.
Right now they're collapsing that lane on Maddie, but as soon as they start making those shots, it's going to open up for her.
You cannot lay off doing that. You got to keep attacking, keep attacking. There we go from the Rams over from Rollison inside the lane. Looked like almost a turnover, and they will call it turnover. Going to call it travel on Alex Brengard.
Again, outstanding defense by the Badgers. They have a lot of energy tonight. You like to see this young team rebound, from a tough loss and playing with this much effort. They're doing an outstanding job.
And I think the thing that makes Coach Rich excited, not a senior on this team.
I know it.
And I don't want to look ahead to next year because we got the whole season to go this year, but you get all these girls back next year, every single one of them.
And you've got some talent moving up with that freshman group. And so the future looks bright.
Absolutely.
For Lady Badger basketball.
Maya Bradley will get the credit for the turnover and pass it right back to the Rams. Got a couple subs coming in for BB. I believe Maya Bonds just checked in, the sophomore forward.
BB has a lot of length, I've noticed.
They do.
They have good wingspan on their defense.
Zoe McGee also checked in for the Lady Badgers. Extending that pressure out for the three-point shot, fake inside the lane. Bradley, and her shot is no good. That was Benfield on the shot. I believe they're going to call that on Amaya Bonds for the body check, and they will.
Yeah, good defense, just a little late on the backside rotation, but you expect those kind of things early in the season.
First free throw is good for Benefield. Joey Babel will check back into the game for the Lady Badgers. She'll come in from Maya Bradley.
As a coach, we look for things that we can fix. You can't fix hustle. That's just in a player, but some of these late rotations, Coach Ritchie will have fixed in the next week or two.
Absolutely. Second free throw is good for the Rams.
The Badgers are definitely hustling. The Lady Badgers have a lot more energy tonight.
Atkins going to pull up for three, and it's good. Can't guard that sometimes. That's just a great defense, but even better shot from Maddie Atkins in the corner.
Absolutely. Great jab step. Once that defender squatted down that defensive position, she shot right over the top.
Up she goes. They're going to answer for a three-pointer on the other end. They will. Carson DeFries will answer. 10-9 is your score. Babel might have got away with a little bit of a travel, but nevertheless it will stay here with the Badgers off a Paragould Ram foot. I think the one big key tonight is going to be depth. Both teams are running kind of a smaller team than what you're probably used to seeing.
Absolutely, and plus early in the season, conditioning is a factor.
Absolutely.
Later on, it won't play as much, but these first 4 or 5 games, it's hard to simulate game speed in practice.
And you get tired of guarding the same people. So we'll see if that comes into play. I'm sure Coach Greg Ritchie has it under control for his girls.
Absolutely.
Inside the bonds, and she'll get called for the foul. Will number 20, Olivia Hancock. You just got a great shot of Logan Babel walking across in front of the camera.
Did. We saw Mr. Babel last night, I believe, in a one-act play.
They did a fantastic play. The yellow boat last night inside BB Auditorium.
Yes.
Lots of positive remarks from that play.
Absolutely.
Under the first-year director, Courtney DeVore Bird, or I guess I should say Courtney Bird.
Yeah, I've known her since she was a small kid. I've watched her grow up, and I'm very proud of her to have her back home.
Absolutely.
And we like to bring those Badgers back home.
Maya Bonds will head to the free throw line. Looked like she went for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar skyhook, but she gets credit for the foul. She'll go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws from the charity stripe.
You realize you're dating yourself there, buddy. A lot of our student body probably don't even know who Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is.
Come on, tune in. Tune on in.
Stripe was unkind for us then, but can't expect to hit every one of them.
Three-pointer on the other end for Alex Brengard is good. And the Rams have got the lead back. 12-10 to go here. 1:40 to go here in the first period of play. A little bit of back-and-forth action. Looks like we're still trying to fill each other out.
Absolutely. That's kind of what you do in the first quarter. You see what each other's got, and then you make adjustments as the game goes on. And, again, like I said, some things that we're seeing, good move there.
Maya Bradley will went in for the layup. I believe the foul is going to be on number 1. They're going to call that on number 4, Katie Smith, sophomore guard for the Rams. That's her second personal, the 5th team foul for the Rams. I'll send Maya Bradley to the charity stripe.
Just got to focus on these free throws.
Our first free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Sub coming in for Paragould.
It just goes to show you how important free throws are. We missed both free throws a while ago. That could have tied it, and that one could have given us a 1-point lead. And so as things progress, these free throws will get better. Shooting them in practice and shooting with all these our fantastic student body behind us
Absolutely.
is a little bit different.
Call a lane violation on, I believe they called that on Amaya Bond, so the free throw will not count. So we stay here at 12-10, Paragould leading. Lady Badgers still in that extended man-to-man defense. A lot of quickness on the front line right now for BB.
Absolutely. Good backside defense.
Three-pointer from the Rams is good. Second three-pointer for Alex Brengard. And that puts a 5-point lead for the Rams.
Historically, Paragould has always had some great shooters. We got to get out there and cover that three-point line.
Babel driving it into the paint. Looked like she thought she might have got some contact.
Yeah, I would say there's a little bit there.
No foul, but it will stay here with the Lady Badgers.
Sometimes we forget these officials. Their first games can be kind of tough, and tough on them as well. I know a lot of these guys coach a lot of summer basketball to kind of keep up, but it's a little bit different coaching school ball.
It's a little bit harder when you got the mamas and daddies sitting right behind you, too.
Absolutely.
Babel up to Atkins. Good screen. Atkins going to pull up from the three-point line. No good. Offensive rebound by Atkins.
Maya did a great job getting a hand on that, just keeping it alive, and that's what BB's got to have. Good cut, good pass.
Backdoor cut from Atkins off the front of the rim. Good. Rebounded by McGee.
So now right there, instead of her bringing it down to the floor, I like to see her keep it up there about chest height, and I know Coach Ritchie's taught her, will work on that as well. When you bring it down, the little guards can snag it. A good effort on the glass. I like to see us grabbing those rebounds.
We had a jump ball called, and I believe scores table is saying it should be BB ball. I think the officials think it's Paragould. As it stands, I believe it's going to be Paragould's ball. We'll wait for the official ruling from our officiating staff, and it's going to stay here with the Rams. Look like the Lady Badgers
Good hands.
maybe almost in a zone defense, it looks like.
Yep.
Good move there from Paragould. Almost pulled up for three. Did Bringard again. Drives inside. Bonds with the defense. Good defense from Bonds. And the Lady Badgers get the rebound. And here come the Lady Badgers. First fast break opportunity. And they won't get it off before the buzzer. And that's the end of the first period. Lady Badgers trail Paragould 15-10 here in game number 2 of the 2019-2020 Lady Badger basketball season. Well, we mentioned Mr. Grant. He is our criminal justice instructor. He's done a little bit of everything throughout his tenure at Beebe High School. What you may not know, Mr. Grant, Dane Grant, is a state championship basketball coach.
Yeah, you know, I coached. I grew up on the summer circuit. That's where I cut my teeth and had a lot of success with the program. I don't do it anymore. You know, I have 5 kids, and they're all involved in athletics and here at BB, and I'm very busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we won a state championship back a few years ago, and won a national on the hoop play circuit. Won the national tournament. It was a great experience for those kids, and it's just making memories and friendships. That's
Absolutely.
what sports is all about,
And
and broadcasting, of course.
Oh, absolutely. Getting to hang out with me, of course.
Absolutely. You're a legend.
Oh, no. We don't need to get that. We don't need to get that rumor out there.
You will be before it's all said and done.
But I think where most people probably know you, and you talk about your kids, Zach Graham, going to probably in one of the bright spots of the junior high football season, moving up into football. Just what was your takeaway from the first year of the Chris Gunner era here at BB football?
You know, I think it was a great hire, and just like any system, you know, I ushered in the Cam Proc system. Went from a run to an all pass, and I just think it was it was a learning curve for everyone.
And it takes time.
It does take time, and it's coming. It's going to get there. Good ball movement by the Badgers.
They're going to get Babel for the foul. Looked like she
Yeah,
wanted to get the ball back after she turned it
Yeah,
over.
little frustration foul there on Babel.
That's her first personal foul, the third team foul. I think they called for a bench warning as well on Paragould.
You know, I like the way all of our sports here at BB are headed. I like the direction everything is headed in.
Everything's coming up.
Absolutely.
Everybody's got a lot of youth.
Yes. You know, anytime you change coaches, it's a big deal. I know some people may not understand it, but it's a tough change for these young athletes, these young student athletes.
Absolutely. And
BB is matching up very well. A little hand check. Travel. Good
travel
defense
before
on
the hand
Babel.
check.
Yep.
7:20 to go here in the second period of play. 15-10, the Lady Rams leading your Lady Badgers.
This zone has that BB switched to has really slowed the game down, in BB's favor.
And that's where you're going to see the difference, where most of Paragould's points has been off fast breaks or layups. Running that zone will slow everything down, and they're going to call a foul before the turnover.
Good drive by Farmer. That's the way to be aggressive. Drop that shoulder and drive to that rim.
Fouls on number 3, Alex Bringard. Her first personal, 6th team foul. One more team foul from Paragould will be in the bonus for the remainder of the first half. Over to Farmer, kicks it. Oh, she thought about going to Babel, over to Bevel.
Usually after about 3 or 4 passes, they're going to look to drive or hit a backside cut. Right there it was.
Your backdoor cut.
Yep.
Not the best pass in the world. Credit some good, strong defense from the Rams. And here come the Rams.
There's Miss Babel.
You don't have to worry about Joey Babel not hustling.
No, you don't. She may need an ice bath after this game. She lays it out there. She sacrifices her body. There's a little push off there.
5th or 6th time she's been on the floor diving for loose balls.
Good defense down low by Farmer.
Here come the Lady Badgers on the other end. Atkins leading the way. Kicks it all the way in the corner for Babel. Thought about it, and they'll call her for the travel there.
Yeah, you got to put that ball on the floor first. But again, these are first game, couple game jitters for the Badgers. You won't see these kind of mistakes a couple of weeks into the season.
Absolutely.
And you can see the quickness of BB. And once they start figuring this out, they're going to be a dangerous team down the stretch, I really feel. I wouldn't want to play them.
No, because that's where the youth will come into play because they got nothing to lose and everything to gain at this season.
And they don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
And so intimidation is not going to be a factor. They don't know they're supposed to be intimidated by these older athletes. Good hands.
Bringard thought about the three, drives it into the paint. Good defense from Atkins. And the Lady Badgers have numbers up to McGee, and her layup is no good.
Little bump there.
Out of bounds off of Bradley, and it'll go back to the Rams. If the Lady Badgers could start knocking down some shots, they're deep defensively. They are taking care of business on defense.
Absolutely. I mean, you only give up 15 points in one quarter. You're playing some good defense. And again, historically, Paragould can shoot the ball, but BB's not giving them any room to fire away.
Atkins went for the steal again. Kicks it down into the post for the Rams. Little two-man game right now. Foul before the shot. Couldn't call that on Maddie Atkins.
Yeah, Coach Ritchie's going over the Lady Badgers rotation. Again, that's stuff that he'll fix at halftime, and I don't think you'll see these same mistakes in the second half.
Absolutely. We got a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout for the Rams. We'll take it with them. We're back in a moment inside Badger Sports Arena. Rams leading 15-10. You're watching Badger basketball on the Badger Sports Network. (15-10) is your score. 5:40 to go here in the second period of play. Matt Jenkins alongside Dane Grant. We appreciate you joining us this Friday night for BB Badger Basketball on the Badger Sports Network, produced by BBTV.
Good defense on BB. Good rebound. There's Babel.
Babel hustling down the floor. Crossover, kicks it back to Atkins from the corner. No good. Offensive rebound by Babel. And she gets her first bucket of the game.
Babel's just miss extra. She just does all those extra little things that a coach loves to have on his team.
And doesn't show up on the stat sheet hardly ever.
Absolutely.
They're going to call an offensive foul on Paragould.
You don't see that call very often. Usually it goes against you. So I'm glad to see the officials rewarding our Lady Badgers for some good defense.
Good defense from Taylor Farmer. Foul was called on the number 10, Paige Glenn. Her first personal, 7th team foul, being an offensive foul that will not go down as a bonus. So the next Paragould foul.
Good kick out.
Will go to the free throw line, and right there it is. Joey Babel will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Free throws, free throws, free throws. That dribble drive, think about it, it spreads you out. And if you got if you have quickness, that's obviously you have the advantage over a lot of defenses. And that's what BB's doing right now with Paragould. We're just quicker than they are right now. Be nice if Babel could knock down both of these and they jump into a press, because I know Coach Ritchie's got it in his bag of tricks.
You saw the press a little bit during the Pottsville game on Tuesday, and it worked wonders for the Lady Badgers. First free throw is no good for Babel, and we'll stay
Good
here
defense.
15-12. I think you were right. If she'd have made that free throw, the press would have been even more intact. All the way into the lane for number 13, Blythe Benefield. Getting 2 points for the Rams. Atkins in the corner. They're going to call a body check on Benfield.
Conditioning is starting to play out right now. You can see the young ladies on both sides, tugging on those shorts a little bit, looking for that extra air. So these last 4 minutes, 4:43, I think is critical.
Atkins' first free throw, no good off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Bevel.
Missing free throws can be contagious.
Yep. And a traveling violation on Farmer. Shuffled the feet before dribbling.
That's just early season jitters. Here's that full court press. Little man-to-man extended. Good rotation. So the thing about Coach Ritchie and his teams, they're always really good. That's a walk. They're always really good at slowing the ball down.
And that right there just kind of speeding the game up and kind of making Paragould catching them off guard a little bit.
Yeah,
speeding it up and getting a turnover.
You know, anytime you see a young lady do that, a lot of times it's because somebody jumped into the passing lane. Good move.
Blocking foul is going to be called on Paragould.
Now let's see if we can get these free throws going. This should be 2 shots. So Maddie can start us off, and let's see if we can run off some free throws and jump into our press. And
look like we got an injured Ram down on the floor. Great crowd on hand here tonight inside Badger Sports Arena.
Yeah, tell you what, I enjoy how our student body stands back there, behind that free throw or the basketball goal, the rim, and cheers on our fans and makes it tough for opposing. And
I can sure remember playing ball when I was in here, and not a game went by where that student section wasn't full and loud.
I can only imagine.
Atkins' first free throw is good.
Stroke.
Big free throw from Atkins. See if she can knock it down and get to 1 possession game.
Let's see, if she can make this free throw, that's where BB's going to get to utilize that speed, those young legs. It wouldn't surprise me if they jump into a press real quick.
Second free throw's no good. They're going to call another foul on Bonds.
And that's just an effort foul by Maya. She's being aggressive, and as a coach, Coach Ritchie can probably live with those fouls.
That's her second personal foul, 5th team foul for the Lady Badgers. And like you mentioned, Lady Badgers in their extended man-to-man press, and they'll break it up court, inside into the post. Farmer on defense kicks it all the way back out to DeFries.
BB did an outstanding job collapsing that time. Good defense. Way to cut that baseline off. Good defense. See, that's just quick hands by the Lady Badgers.
Maya Bradley all by herself down the court and gets the fast court layup.
Good finish. Good defense. She got the steal and the layup. Coast to coast. You don't see that very often.
And there's this press you were talking about. Right into a double team, and that'll be another Ram turnover. Up to Farmer. Count it! And the foul!
This is where the BB Badgers, Lady Badgers, are going to make their living is off this press. They are so fast, and they can finish.
And I'm sure that's what Coach Ritchie was waiting for this whole first half. Knock down a shot and then get into that press, and you saw the fruits of the labor right there.
Absolutely, and that's why free throws are important right here. If she makes this one, they'll jump into it again.
18-17 is your score, 3:33 to go here in the first period of play. Rams going to come in with a couple more subs. And it looks like the Lady Badgers are back into that press defense. Atkins almost got the steal. And here comes the quick legs of Babel. Almost got the trap in the corner. Will kick it out to the corner. Dribble drive into the lane.
Good
almost
defense,
another Ram turnover. Great defense. Good defense turns into another turnover for the Rams. .3:15 to go here in the second quarter. Lady Badgers leading 18-17 on a little 5-0 run of their own. And the ball is going to go back to the Rams.
Yeah, it looked like a moving screen there. Again, it's hard to simulate this stuff in practice. They're going to make these mistakes early on. I say they backed out of their press a little bit now.
That was Farmer's first foul, 6th-team foul. Good defense again from Bradley. We got a whistle on the play. We're going to have the blocking foul. I believe that's going to be on Atkins. It will be on Atkins. That's her second personal. 7th team foul. That'll put Paragould at the line for a 1-and-1. Olivia Hancock at the free throw line. And her first free throw is no good. Rebounded by Atkins.
You know, some people may forget that Maddie, you know, played high school ball last year, you know, as a freshman. And even though she's a sophomore, she's a very experienced sophomore.
Layup was no good by Bonds, and then a defensive foul called on Babel. That's her second personal foul. I think it's a fine line that you have to go aside for both teams. I mean, you want to be aggressive defensively, but with not the most deep roster in the world.
And that's the same thing with your press, too. Both teams, you know, want, especially BB, the Lady Badgers, they want to press, but you're right. Our bench is not as deep this year. And so, you know, that's the chess match that these coaches, you know, have to play, and Coach Ritchie's good at it.
One and one from the free throw line for Paragould, and we're knotted at 18 apiece. 2.5 to go here in the second period of play. Maya Bradley open in the corner for a wide open three-pointer. No good.
Rebound.
Blocked by Paragould, and here come the Rams on the other end.
Yeah, the pace of the game slowed a little bit. Now we're going to see each other, you know, both teams getting into, trying to get into their offense and run a little bit more, I'm assuming. Kiwi's doing a great job pushing the ball down the floor.
A little bit of an errant pass turnover by Beebe, and here come the Rams on the other end.
Still trapping in those corners.
Open three-pointer for the Rams, no good. Offensive rebound. And the Rams will go back to the free throw line courtesy of the defensive foul.
You know, we're in gut check time now, Matt. I mean, we've got 1:54 left. You know, both teams have been pushing the ball up and down the floor. You know, conditioning is playing a factor. Whoever finishes strong, that's going to be a key, you know, to start the second half strong, but finish this first half even stronger.
There's a third defensive foul on Maddie Atkins. And they will go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. And the first one is good from Olivia Hancock. Pair of subs coming in for the Lady Badgers. Zoe McGee and Emily Bevel will check back in. Bonds and Babel will check out.
I see Coach Ritchie down there cultivating relationships with the officials. He knows how to do it. He's been doing it for a long time.
Second free throw for Hancock is good, and that gives the Rams a 2-point cushion. Under 2 minutes to go. Had a whistle blown. I'm not sure what the. We have a timeout called?
I think Coach Ritchie wanted to sub. Yeah.
Taylor Farmer's coming off the floor holding her arm.
Well, I'm sure Miss Parnell, who's an outstanding athletic trainer, along with Justin Shipp here at we have two outstanding trainers at BB.
No, we have the best in the state.
I totally agree.
Taking care of all of our kids here.
Good defense.
A little bit of happy feet there from Olivia Hancock, and that'll be a Ram turnover.
Yeah, Bevel jumped into that passing lane. The young ladies want to pass to the guard, and Bevel shut it off really quick. That's the thing about these Lady Badgers. Their head's always up, and they're always looking to make a play.
Babel at the point, kicks it over to Bevel. Up to McGee, excuse me.
Quick hands by Paragould.
DeFries on the other end for the layup, and it is good. 22-18, a minute and a half to go here in the second period of play.
Good cut.
Out of bounds off of Beebe, and it's going to go back to the Rams.
Yeah, they're cutting off that short corner. You know, that's a hard cut, especially when you run into a defense. But BB will get it worked out. Paragould, you know, is rotating really well on defense.
Badgers settling back in their man-to-man defense.
Yeah, they're sagging good on the weak side, looking for it's hard to skip pass on you when you're playing that backside defense the way BB does.
Under 60 seconds to go. Rams leading 22-18.
We just need to D up right here and get a good stop. There'll be a hand check there.
Will be called on number 23, Zoe McGee. It's going to bring in Audrey Smith to the game here in just a moment. Following this first free throw. Both teams are in the double bonus, so we're shooting 2 free throws for the rest of the first half. A lot of fouls called here, 20 fouls, or 20-plus fouls, I should say, here in the first half.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon. Again, early season, you're going to see that. But it's been, fairly, pretty evenly called, I feel.
Absolutely.
And Paragould just making their free throws, and right now we're not. And that's your difference in the game right now is our free throws.
24-18, 35 seconds to go.
Good defense by Babel.
Defense
Good
to
pass.
offense, and a layup from Maya Bradley.
Miss extra at it again. She just does so many intangibles. You just can't coach some of the things that this young lady does. Got a technical foul called against Paragould.
Obviously, we can't hear from our vantage point up here, but something was said.
Well, again, that's that coach. Coach is cultivating that relationship. Just didn't go the way she wanted to this time. See if Maddie can knock down a free throw.
2 big free throws here for Maddie Atkins. Unable to knock the first one down. She'll get another one coming up and the ball back.
It's a little different when the free throw line is empty when you're playing, when it's just you out there. A lot of players I've talked to would much rather have the young ladies, in the lane. She made 1 out of 1. We'll take that. And you're right, we should get the ball back.
And we will get the ball back. We have a pair of subs coming in for BB. Taylor Farmer will check back in following her little injury stint.
Going to be the last shot of the half here. Let's see if the Badgers can go in at halftime with something positive. A little drive there.
A traveling violation on Babel. Looked like 2 steps. There might have been a little James Harden third step in there somewhere.
I was about to say that. You kind of stole my line there. Yeah, good call. Let's see, no foul.
2-1. Paragould will get up the last shot before the buzzer, and it is no good.
It was online.
And we are at the halftime break. Lady Badgers trailing 24-21 as we head into the locker room. If you're Coach Greg Ritchie, I think there's one thing that you're going to talk to that team about: making free throws. Outside of that, it's a pretty solid first half.
I agree. Just making free throws. Relax. Go through your old school beef stuff, balance, eyes, elbows, follow through. I'm kind of really dating myself. But one thing, you mentioned this several times, conditioning. And conditioning affects your shot. And that's where technique comes in. So our coaches harp on technique, technique, technique. Yeah, you might be able to make that fadeaway in the first quarter, but that fadeaway is going to be tougher in that fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break for a moment. 9:30 to go here in the halftime break. We're back in a moment. Enjoy the BB High School dance team. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching BB Badger basketball on BB TV. Welcome back to Badger Sports Arena. My name is Matt Jenkins. Dane Grant is joining alongside with us. He'll be back in just a moment, and he'll join us here live on BBTV's coverage of BB Badger basketball on the Badger Sports Network. Lady Badgers trailing here at halftime at 24-21 against the Paragould Rams. A great first half from both sides. I think the biggest difference of the game tonight, missed free throws from this evening's game. From a part of the BB Lady Badgers.
Yes, sir.
And we're about 2 minutes away from getting our game started. We're back in 60 seconds with a preview of the second half. We're back in a moment on the Badger Sports Network. And we are fixing to get the second half started here underway here inside Badger Sports Arena. Matt Jenkins, Dane Grant will join back with us here for the second half here momentarily. His criminal justice kids are running the art concession stand tonight, so that's where he is. Double check and make sure all his kids are in tip-top shape as we get the second half back and rolling. We mentioned before the first half ended and probably as the second half starts, key tonight for BB is going to be making your free throws. They missed several opportunities that could have easily potentially put them in the lead here to start the second half, but nevertheless down 3. And the Rams have the ball here to start the second half. Good defense again from the part of BB. And here comes a fast break opportunity all the way up court to Bradley. Bradley's going to pull up from 3, and it's good. Maya Bradley will get the second half off and running with a wide open three-pointer from the corner, and we're knotted at 24 apiece. Lady Badgers back in that man-to-man defense. Aggressive hands and a good open jump shot there from number 1, Carson DeFries. And puts the Rams back up 26-24. Babel kicks it out, almost driving into the paint, over to Bradley. Up top to Farmer, back over to Babel. Inside to Bevel. Bevel on the post move, little shoot and shimmy. No good, rebounded by Farmer, and her putback is good. Knotted at 26 apiece here in the third period of play. 6:15 to go in the third quarter. Extended man-to-man defense, a lot of speed on the front line like Dane was talking about earlier. And right on cue, there's good, strong defense. Unable to do anything with it. There's Bevel with the good hands. and she'll look to push the ball up the floor. No fast break opportunity, but here come the Lady Badgers. 4 out, 1 in offensively. The Rams in their man-to-man defense. Farmer's going to take a three-point shot from the wing. No good. Rebounded by Paragould. Open three-point shot. Going to pull up. Did DeFries. No good. Rebounded by Paragould. And we're going to have a defensive foul called. I believe they're going to call that on Atkins, and they will call that on Maddie Atkins. No, excuse me. That'll be on. No, it is on Atkins. That is her 4th personal foul, 1st team foul. So you can expect Paragould to start attacking Atkins as a jump shot goes down for Paragould, putting it on 28-26. Atkins inside, count it, and the foul. Driving it into the paint. We're going to call a block and foul. She'll go to the free throw line for the and one. And the free throw is no good. And another missed opportunity from the free throw line for the Lady Badgers. Got to start knocking down free throws if you're BB. Another turnover from the Rams. Kicks it out to Bradley. Has Babel wide open inside for the layup, and it's good. Joey Babel gets the layup and puts the Lady Badgers up 30-28 here in the 3rd period of play. Inside, they're going to call another foul. They're going to call that on number 22, Emily Bevel. Maddie Atkins was down there. That could have potentially been her 5th personal foul. They called it on Bevel, and that'll be Bevel's 1st personal, 2nd team foul. Inside for Paragould, and the jump shot is good. That was number 13, Blythe Benfield, getting credit for the jump shot. Inside to McGee. Little crossover dribble for McGee, and the layup is good. Aggressive ball there from Zoe McGee. Puts the Lady Badgers up 2. Up and down basketball, and we're going to have a timeout on the floor by Paragould. And we've got a full timeout on the floor. Paragould will call a full timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. We're back in a moment for BB Badger basketball on the Badger Sports Network. Back inside Badger Sports Arena. Lady Badgers leading 32-30 here in the 3rd period of play. I want to give a shout out to BB Church of the Nazarenes and Josh Hall for watching tonight's broadcast. We sure do appreciate you guys watching us here on the Badger Sports Network for our live coverage of BB Badger basketball. And make sure you share it with your friends. And if you're watching, share it with your friends. You can always go to badgerball.org for all to stay up to date on Badger athletics and our live coverage. As the layup will fall for Alex Bringard. And that'll knock the game up at 32-32. You can always go to badgerball.org. We will have every home game carried for you live here on the Badger Sports Network. As the season progresses, Shane Smith from B2 Internet Radio will carry the play-by-play on the Badger Sports Network here on BBTV. And for the games that Shane is unable to attend, myself, Matt Jenkins, will cover the play-by-play duties here for you. Another turnover from Beebe, and here comes Paragould hustling down the court. Going to have a layup at the other end, no good. Offensive rebound and another foul called. We'll wait to see who they call it on. Maybe it's going to be on Bevel, and it will be on Emily Bevel. It's going to be her second personal, third team foul of the game. First free throw is good. Maya Bonds will check back into the game for Beebe. She'll come in for Bevel, who just got her second personal foul. Second free throw is also good for number 20, Olivia Hancock. Atkins at the point, dribble drive a lot of that ball around, but got it to Bradley and back to Atkins, and she'll go to the other side. A little bit of motion offense for the part of Beebe right now. High pass recovered by Bradley inside to Bonds. Has a layup, and the layup is no good. Hustling back is Paragould, and there's another Ram turnover all the way up the other side of the floor to Farmer, and the layup is good. Defense to offense for Beebe, and they'll be knotted back up at 34-34. And the Badger student section making some noise right now, trying to cheer on their Lady Badgers. Three-point opportunity from the Rams off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound. No block out there on the top end, and there goes Bonds with the rebound, and here comes Babel. 2-on-3 break. Babel left and right. Little high pass recovered by Bradley, and an offensive foul on Bradley. Here come the Rams coming back on the other end. Extended man-to-man defense again from Beebe. Open three-pointer in the corner. Does not pull the shot, but she will pull the shot. Does DeFries, and she knocks it down. Getting the three-pointer for Paragould, putting this game up 37-34 here in the third period of play. 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Maddie Atkins, little step back J-hook three-pointer, no good. And here come the Rams. 90 seconds to go here in the third period of play, and the Rams pushing the ball once again up the floor. Dribble drive into the paint, off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound for Paragould. Another offensive rebound. There's a double team, and right before a turnover, got a 30-second timeout for Paragould. We'll take the timeout with them. 1 minute, 11 seconds to go. Lady Badgers trailing Paragould 37-34. We're back in a moment. You're watching Badger basketball on BBTV. (37-34) is your score. Open three-pointer coming right out of the inbounds play. No good, in the rebound by Beebe, and they'll push on the other end. Paragould has really picked up the offensive pressure when they're driving down the other end. They're going to have a body check on Paragould. That's going to be a defensive foul on number 13, Blythe Benfield. Her fourth personal foul. This is the third team foul also. 3 team fouls apiece for both sides. Inbound play goes to Bradley, and Babel will get the ball up at the top of the key. 3-point shot for Farmer, no good. Babel with the offensive rebound. She'll take it to the other end. She'll fall on the floor and be a call for the foul on Paragould. They called the foul again on Blythe Benfield. That is her 4th personal. Excuse me. That was going on number 5, Brenton Rollison. Her 4th. And the pass will go out of bounds. Greg Ritchie was not happy about that throw, and that was a missed opportunity for Beebe. 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd period of play. Lady Badgers trailing 37-34. Ladies back in that man-to-man defense once again. Have stayed out of the zone for the most part. They found their groove in the man-to-man defense late in the 2nd quarter. And they stuck with it here in the 3rd, and they hold a 3-point deficit right now to Paragould. Looks like Paragould's going to hold for the last shot. They're going to call Babel for the foul with 10.2 seconds to go here in the 3rd period of play. That is our 3rd team foul. 4th team foul. Paragould trying to hold for the last shot. They will pull the last shot off the front of the rim. No good. And no shot before the buzzer, and that will take care of the 3rd period of play. Back and forth we went in the 3rd period, and the Lady Badgers trail 37-34 as we head into the 4th quarter. I want to welcome back Dane Grant to our broadcast position.
Yeah, I'm having pulled double duty tonight, brother.
That's what I told the fans. You're up there taking care of your criminal justice kids, running the concession stand tonight. It's a little fundraiser for not only for criminal justice, but for 4 different programs in the career tech department.
Absolutely. Our administration here, allows us to use that as a great fundraiser. We're blessed to have it.
Absolutely.
That's where the majority of the purchasing for the career tech building comes from, are these fundraisers like this. And we're happy to provide it. I know you're part of it as well with the AV. And, we're just excited what you bring to our CT programs here. Adding this to the repertoire is going to be exciting.
I know this has been long clamored from Badger fans out there. We've always had great attendance, but we've always had those certain people that just are older folks and just people that couldn't make it to the games, or if they live out of state, mamas and daddies who may be out of town. So this is your opportunity to watch it live, and we happy to roll this out for basketball season. We're planning to keep on expanding and bring it into not only just the Badger sports, but to Badger into Badger drama and theater. We're going to bring this into the Badger band program, the band choir program. It's going to be a campus-wide thing. It's more just to get all the incredible things that these kids are doing, not only on the field, on the court, but in and outside the classroom and all the extracurricular activities that we're doing here at Beebe High School. Farmer for 3, and it knocks it down.
Knotted up at 37, so this is going to come down to who blinks first. Towards the end, free throws, blocking out, these little things that these coaches drive home every practice. That's what it's going to come down to.
Defensive foul is going to be called on Farmer.
No, I think this is going to open up a lot of avenues for a lot of things. It's just going to, put us out there where a lot of people can see what we're doing and how awesome our staff is and how awesome our student body is here at Beebe High School.
Got to take baby steps, and we're doing that this year, and we hope to keep it growing for you here on the Badger Sports Network, as the shot is no good, rebounded by Atkins, and they're going to call a foul. I believe they're going to call that on number 20, Olivia Hancock, and they will call that on Hancock. 3rd personal, 5th team foul.
Now, BB just needs to keep hustling and, getting those arms and hands in there and, making things happen. Every possession is key in a tight ball game like this.
We talked about making free throws. Good backdoor.
That's one thing about playing, Coach Ritchie, is you're going to get your share of back cuts, and you got to be on your toes as a defense.
And a technical foul called. I believe they called that technical on Maya Bradley, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to call Maya for a personal foul and then a technical foul. And that'll send Alex Brengard to the free throw line. And the first free throw will fall.
She got that Steph Curry roll there. Touched every part of the rim it could.
We've got a little conversation going on here at the scorers table. I think we're under agreement. We're good. That's Bradley's second personal foul, the 7th team foul. So Paragould will be in the bonus for the rest of the game and eventually into the double bonus if they get to 10 team fouls. 39-37, 6:52 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so you got two different strategies going on here. You got Paragould wanting to try to just spread them out and attack the rim and also use some clock. And you got BB trying to speed the game up to get the ball back.
Alex Brengard will get the and one at the free throw line, or go for the and one at the free throw line. I think Coach Ritchie thought that was called on the floor before the shot went up, and it looked like that's what the call was going to be, but I guess Brengard was in her shooting motion and got the bucket, and she'll go to the free throw line for the and one.
That was a long, extended shooting motion.
And the free throw will fall. 5-point cushion right now for the Rams. Lady Badgers trailing 42-37 here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, the clock is our enemy now. We need to attack this and knock some shots. It's a big shot from the corner.
Big three-pointer there from Maya Bradley.
Coach Ritchie with a timeout.
Good timeout from Coach Ritchie right there. Getting the bucket. Kind of stopping that little mini run from Paragould.
Yeah, and you can bet they're probably going to come out with some type of we haven't seen the half-court trap yet, really. Coach Ritchie hadn't pulled it out of his hat. So we'll see. We'll see if maybe he comes out with a little half-court trap. That'll kind of surprise them. But, I know there's one thing BB's doing tonight, what they didn't do the other night. They're hitting the open shots.
Yes. And that's what happens when that little dribble drive offense.
Oh, you're going to get open.
You're going to get open. You just got to knock them down. And we got the shooters, too.
Absolutely.
Just a matter of making them fall. 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. 42-40 is your score. Lady Badgers trying to secure their first victory of the season and move to 1-1 on the year. Our Badger boys will follow the conclusion of this game 10 minutes after the game. And we will keep the stream live for you here on BBTV.
A legend sitting down in front of us there, Mr. Marshall.
That's where Coach Marshall got his greatness, I'm assuming.
Absolutely.
Dribble driving for Brengard, kicks it out to the corner, then kicks it back up top for the Rams. Good defense from BB.
Defense.
Bradley with the rebound, and she'll push 4-on-5.
Quick hands there by Paragould. Yeah, here at some point we're going to Paragould's probably going to think about slowing this game down even more. And BB at some point will start getting into that trap that they're so good at. Good 50-50 ball there.
We're going to give the ball to BB. That's Bradley with the hustle play. Fouls on number 20, Olivia Hancock. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, that's her fourth foul. I knew she was getting close to that fifth foul.
Yeah, and that'll be key on that young lady. She's a good free throw shooter. In these tight ball games, we don't want them on the floor, if you're a Badger fan.
And Atkins on the other end for BB has 4 personal fouls of her own. There's a little corner trap for Paragould. Kicks it inside to Bevel. Defensive stop there from Paragould, but it's going to stay here with BB. Had the right idea and had Bevel open, just a better, good defensive play.
Absolutely. Good post entry pass. Good move by Bevel. She draws a foul. Going to go maybe 2 shots.
Big pair of free throws here for Bevel.
Free throws are key. We stated that before the game.
Even more so at this junction of the game.
Absolutely. You got 5:23 left and you're down 2. Big free throws for this sophomore.
Our first free throw, nothing but the bottom of the net, knocks it down.
Absolutely.
Following this game, the Lady Badgers will take on Whitehall on November 19th, right before we go on our Thanksgiving holiday here at BB High School. They would then travel on the road November 22nd
Big rebound
at
by
Valley
Farmer.
View.
Big
Another foul.
rebound.
That'll put Farmer at the free throw line.
We're still on the 1-and-1, I see.
Yep, 8th team foul for both teams, so 8 apiece on the board, 1-and-1 for both sides. And that'll send Farmer to the free throw line. It was Carson DeFries on the foul. That is her first personal.
Tell you what, I will say this. We have a very, very nice view from our spot up here tonight.
You don't miss anything from where we are.
No, you don't. Big
Farmer
free
knocks
throws.
down the first free throw.
BB can make the free throws down the stretch. They're going to get to the line because of the type of offense they run. They attack.
Miss there. Paragould with the defensive rebound, and we're knotted at 42, fixing to approach the under 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. DeFries thought about the three-pointer.
An offensive foul. It's pushed off.
Still trying to get a little extra elbow room, but can't do that in high school ball.
No, and that's that fatigue factor kicking in too. You know,
Yep.
the upper body's working, but the lower body just really is kind of just a little bit behind.
Maddie Atkins dribble drive into the
drive.
paint, had a layup, no foul called, and rebounded by Paragould. Good defense on the part of number 30, Nala
Absolutely.
Walker.
Played straight up. Good hands by Maddie. Good
Wide
kick out.
open layup. Here comes Joey Babel on the other end. And the Lady Badgers have got the lead back, 44-42.
Good defense.
4.5 to go. If you're Greg Ritchie, that's what you want every time. Open jump
Absolutely.
shot from the wing, no good.
Good
Rebounded by
tip.
Babel. Another one of those fatigue fouls, and that will send Babel to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Absolutely. You know, and then BB's our last two trips, you know, we've scored, and so we can just keep that going. You obviously don't want to go make one, miss one, but it'd be nice if Babel can, after taking a hard foul, make them pay for it.
That was Britton Rollison's 5th foul of Paragould, so she is fouled out of the game. And the Badgers are in the double bonus for the rest of the game.
It's a huge advantage for our Lady Badgers being in that double bonus.
First free throw from Babel, in and out. Shake it off and knock it out and down here on the second
Absolutely.
one.
Every point counts at this juncture.
Second free throw for Babel. Off the front of the rim, rebounded by Paragould, and we're going to have a reach-in foul on Farmer. 9th team foul for BB. And that'll be a 1-and-1.
So now I guess we've just kind of gone to the old free throw drill, you know, the old free throw contest for the next 4:22.
And as a player, I mean, this just comes right back to the practice every time. Into practice, you're hot, you're tired.
Absolutely.
And then they send you to the free throw line to run sprints. And this is where it comes into play.
You're right.
Moments like this.
I can't tell how many times I've heard Coach Ritchie at the end of practice say we're in the fourth quarter. You know, gut it out, gut it out.
Knock down both her free throws. And we're knotted up at 44-44. 4:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Atkins trying to find her way in the lane. There's a turnover. 3-on-3 fast break. Kicks it up. Oh, for a good pass there from.
That's a nice transition break. Now Maddie's pushing the ball again.
Olivia Hancock gets credit for the bucket inside to Bevel. Bevel, little two-step dribble, and she'll get called for the foul, and that'll send Emily Bevel back to the free throw line.
You know, that's that youth. You know, you don't see very many sophomores willing to make that move to the basket, and that was a great move by Bevel.
And like you mentioned earlier, being a sophomore, she did get to play a little bit of her freshman year too, or most of her freshman year on the high school team. And you don't get those much experiences as a freshman.
No, you do not.
As Bevel misses her first free throw.
And that'll pay dividends for her moving forward, not only this year, but as she progresses and gets into her junior and senior year.
Absolutely. You know, it's a good call on Coach Ritchie, too. I think he could kind of forecast and see what he needed to do for this year. And he worked on that last year, so outstanding job getting that experience.
Bevel unable to knock down her free throws, and that'll send Paragould back on the other end. Up 2. Three-point shot from the wing off the front of the rim.
Good rebound.
I believe we call it jump ball?
I believe so. They're giving it back to Paragould.
They'll take it back to Paragould on the jump ball.
50-50 balls are going to be key down the stretch. Good inbounds defense.
Dribble driving to the lane. Good layup there from number 13, Benfield. She'll go to the free throw line for the and one. Fouls on number 35. Well, excuse me, 13, excuse me. That's going to be on Babel. That's her 4th personal.
That's a big foul for the Badgers. So we have 2 key players with 4 fouls.
Taylor Farmer leading the way down the floor.
Nice
Got a layup.
take.
Good take there from Farmer. Unable to knock it down. Down 4, and here comes the Rams on the other end. Good defense from Bradley.
That's that length I was talking about.
And Bradley will knock it down. And Coach Ritchie will call a quick 30-second timeout.
You know, they say you can't teach speed. Well, guess what? You can't teach length either.
Nope.
BB has a ton of length. Great job playing the passing lanes there. And not only did she get the steal, but she finished. Again, another young player stepping up in a big role.
A 30-second timeout's been changed into a full. And we'll stay here with you here on the Badger Sports Network. 48-46, the Paragould Rams leading your BB Lady Badgers here in the 4th quarter. And we appreciate you joining us, Matt Jenkins alongside Dane Grant here inside Badger Sports Arena. We mentioned it just a moment ago. Following the conclusion of this game, Lady Badgers will hit the road for the first time this season. They will travel to Whitehall on November 19th, which is next Tuesday, for a contest against Whitehall Bulldogs, and then they will move on to November 22nd, the Friday before we hit our Thanksgiving break here at BB High School, and they will take on Valley View. And then we will move into our Thanksgiving break for the Badger basketball team, and they will return home on December 3rd for a regular season matchup against Sylvan Hills. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to go to Paragould, I believe, or it's going to stay with Paragould.
It's a good call by Coach Ritchie, extending that defense, coming out in a full-court press. They're going to try to trap on the sides, play these passing lanes. Oh, good steal by Babel.
Babel, one-on-one at the rim, no good. Looked like she was trying to draw a little contact. Yep. If you're Babel right now, you got 4 fouls. You want to be aggressive,
but you got to be
calm about it. Open three-pointer for DeFries. She doesn't pull it. Good defense from Bradley. Spins through, does for Fries. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Atkins. And here comes BB. 2-on-2. Atkins crossover in the lane. Move. No good. Rebounded by Paragould. And that's going to be Joey Babel's 5th personal foul. Tried to go in for the jump, and they will call the foul, and Joey Babel's evening has concluded.
You know, we can't say that she didn't, she did her part.
Yes, she did.
She left everything out there. Maybe a little frustration, fatigue foul there at the end. But she's definitely, our Lady Badgers wouldn't be where they were right now if it wasn't for Miss Babel.
Looked like she got the breath knocked out of her.
Yeah, I think she took an elbow to the chest or the throat area. But again, one of our fantastic trainers, I'm sure, will be over there taking care of our players.
Carson DeFries will go to the free throw line. 2 shots, and she knocks it down the first free throw.
If I'm not mistaken, does this young lady at the line have 4 fouls as well?
I believe you're correct, and that's actually Alex Bringard at the free throw line. It looked like a number 1 from where we were, but nevertheless, she knocks them both down.
Well, DeFry has hit some big shots throughout this game, so if she has 4, we can get her out of here. That would help us tremendously. A little dribble drive, a little reach-in foul
There's
there.
DeFry's call for the foul. We'll see if that is her 5th. I believe it is her 5th. We'll wait for the official call. Foul is called on her. That is her 3rd personal.
Okay.
So it must be number 3, Bringard, that has them. Nevertheless, Maya Bradley at the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
Big free throws.
Off the side of the rim and no good.
Charity Stripe has not been kind to us tonight. But again, early season, Coach Ritchie can take care of that in practice.
2-possession game, trying to trim it down to 1 possession, and it
Big
will
shot.
do so. Big free throw, down 3, 50-47, with under 2.5 to go.
There's
Bradley.
a link.
I know you've mentioned it several times. You can't coach length.
No, you cannot, and we have a lot of it out there.
And Bradley's been able to create a lot of, not necessarily turnovers, but just her presence out there along the half court, and especially on inbounds plays. Just that length. And just causing that little bit of doubt for the inbounder trying to get the ball in.
Absolutely, and when you have doubt and fatigue, that's a win for the defense. And not only, she has a long wingspan. It's hard to pass over and pass around that. It just takes a little more energy, and it just wears on you as the game goes on.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Paragould. Looked like the Rams were a little bit out of sorts along the lines of almost out of bounds.
Yeah, looks like that coach is doing some more cultivating there.
Just checking to see how the family's doing, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
We'll take the timeout with them. We're back in 30 seconds. The Rams leading the Lady Badgers 50-47. We're back in a moment on the Badger Sports Network. .158 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Lady Badgers trailing the Paragould Lady Rams 50-47. Matt Jenkins alongside Dane Grant. We appreciate you joining us here on the Badger Sports Network.
Man, it's my pleasure, Matt. It's been a fun night so far, and I know the next game is going to be even better.
It's going to be a great game for the conclusion of the nightcap. Got my tongue twisted there for a minute. Minute 45 to go, down 3. Lady Badgers, despite all the miscues at the free throw line, hanging tough as there's a layup there from number 35, Nyla Walker.
Yeah, that was a call play out of a timeout. BB's extending their defense. Might need a little, we got about 90 seconds left. Need a little sense of urgency on the Badgers, down 5. They want to start attacking that good pass.
Turnover on the part of BB, and Paragould to be very patient offensively now.
Absolutely. Wouldn't surprise, if they go old school 4 corners and force BB to foul.
Both teams are in the double bonus, so it's 2 free throws for the rest of the game.
Big
a little bit of an
steal.
error pass, and there's a turnover for Paragould, and now you need to capitalize if you're BB. Thought about the 3. And a traveling violation on Farmer. Looked like she kept her pivot foot from up here, but
yeah, and I'm sure Coach Ritchie's reminding him of that as well. Good, there's that link. Reaching in, gonna get a foul on Paragould. Who's that on?
that will be on Paragould. It's going to be on number 1, Carson DeFries. That's going to be her 4th personal foul. That'll put Maddie Atkins at the – yes, Maddie Atkins will go to the free throw line.
We've said it all night, key free throws, but these 2 are huge. That'll allow us to jump into our full court press And you never know, 55 seconds. I watched Reggie Miller score like 13 in 6 seconds or something like that back in the day. So it can be done.
Absolutely can be done. Unable to knock that one down, and that'll keep the Ram lead at 5.
It's a big free throw. This is going to help our defense right here. All right, let's watch us jump into that press. 2-possession
game, 52-48.
Still a lot of time left. 51 seconds.
If you're Greg Ritchie, when do you start to tell your team to foul?
Under
30?
Yeah, I would say under 30. If we don't get a steal in the next 9 seconds, I think he's telling them now to foul. We got to foul. Come on, ladies. I don't think
Maddie Atkins almost went for the foul, but she's got 4.
Yeah, she's got 4. We need her on the floor.
Under 30, and there's the intentional foul. Precious time ran off the clock on the part of BB there.
Yes, Coach Ritchie for about 12 seconds was asking for a foul.
That's Taylor Farmer's 5th personal foul, and she is fouled out of the game.
You know, there's a lot of cases too where you can let the officials know, hey, you know, we're about to start fouling, so they'll be watching for it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Coach Ritchie let them know. But when the ball's on this end and everybody's got their head turned, it's just hard to see the coach.
First free throw is good for Paragould. Blythe Benfield at the free throw line. 53-48, 25.3 seconds to go as she knocks down the second free throw. They're going to let the ball roll up the floor, and the clock will start. Under 25 to go. Atkins drives into the lane. Maya Bonds at the rim. Shot is good. Lady Badgers ain't done yet. Under 20 to go. Down 4.
No, you go for the steal. If you don't get the steal, then you got to foul. And hopefully they foul the right person.
Paragould's been pretty well, not solid from the free throw line, but they've made their free throws when it's counted.
Yeah, they've made them down the stretch. You know, BB's missed a few. Down the stretch. Again, it's going to be key. Fatigue is playing a huge factor right now. As we see our cheerleaders doing an outstanding job for some timeout entertainment.
That was Anna Grace McCartney, Allison Scott, and Tyranda Seymour. I'd like to see you get out there and try some of that.
You know, I might could do a toe touch without doubt it. And if I did, I'm not sure if I would be walking the next day. My wife, who's standing over to my right, would probably have to help me out on Saturday if I got out there and tried that. And you'd have to cover my class on Monday because I probably wouldn't be at work either.
Have a full bottle of Tylenol just right there with your name on it.
Absolutely. I think what you're going to see is they're going to go for a quick trap. If they don't get it, we're probably going to see a foul. There's the steal. Now here comes the foul. We just can't get – there it is. We just can't get to him.
Going to call that foul on Maya Bradley. That is going to be her 4th personal foul, and then back in the double bonus for Alex Bringard.
Yeah, this young lady made her free throws in the first half.
That'll put the lead at 5, 55-50.
We need a quick score and a quick foul. We've got to get a score on this next possession.
Get a miss here, you might still be in it, but you're still down 2 possessions.
Yeah, it's a 2-possession game. This is doable. It's manageable. We got to score quick.
Atkins' layup is no good, rebounded by Paragould, and that's going to be Atkins' 5th foul, if that's who they call that
Yeah,
foul
I believe
on.
it was Maddie.
It will be called on Maddie Atkins. That's going to be her 5th personal. Great effort on the part of Maddie Atkins. She was full tilt boogie the whole game and just.
Absolutely. I don't remember her going out one time tonight.
I don't think she has.
I think she's played every minute of this ball game. She left it out there, and just unfortunate tonight, she came up a little short on that layup, and some of that's going to be fatigue. You won't see that in a couple of weeks.
Misses the first free throw, does Paragould. Still a 2-possession game.
Yeah, if she hits this one, it's going to make it a little tougher.
57-50, a 3-possession game. Under 5 seconds to go. The layup for Bonds is no good, and that will put the cap on this one. Lady Badgers fall 57-50 here in our first game of our doubleheader tonight. Tough break for the Lady Badgers. Had a lot of positives there.
Absolutely. Great hustle. And again, everything that I saw tonight, I know Coach Ritchie will go back and watch the tape or the video, and it's all things that he can fix in practice.
Absolutely.
Conditioning will help a lot of it, and they'll get there. These young ladies have a lot of fight in them. They're young, and again, you know, I'd hate to play them at the end of the season.
But I think two of these, I mean, the first two teams, maybe not necessarily state tournament competition, but good, solid competition, just to kind of gauge to see where your team is competitively at the moment.
Absolutely. Pottsville, you know, historically is a good program, and we know what Paragould brings to the table. Paragould has been, you know, state contenders for many years, and so you're right. These first two games have been a great measuring stick for this young Lady Badger basketball team.
The Paragould Rams are making their way out onto the floor for their pregame warm-up.
Yeah, I'm sure we're about to see a change in pace now. As
and the lone senior for the Badger basketball team, Austin Smith, will lead the way out for the Badger boys.
Yeah, Austin, you know, I'm very proud of him. I had him in class last year, and I think if I asked him, you know, one time I asked him 500 times to play football, and he came out and had a great season for Coach Gunner's first year. I'm
big
very proud
bright
of him.
spot on the receiving core
Absolutely.
for the Badgers.
He was hesitant at first, but, you know, it just shows his character, and he was willing to step out of his comfort zone, and I think that's going to toughen him up a little bit. Not that he needed it, but it's going to make him a little tougher out here on the basketball court.
And just a solid young man, too.
Let's just hope he doesn't catch it and take off running with it, you know, thinking he's still out there wearing those pads. But he's going to make a big contribution tonight for these Badgers.
And I think too, this is arguably one of the most talented teams that Coach Marshall has had.
Absolutely.
You got a lot of length, a lot of height for both sides. Now you add in a very talented junior high team that won the conference championship last year in the River Valley. You add that together, that could be a pretty successful year.
You know, Coach Young, Devontae Young, did a great job with those freshmen last year. And what that did is add some depth. You know, as I look out here, I see a lot of height with these young men. You know, it goes back to that length. A lot of these young men have been in Coach Marshall's system for a while now.
7 guys on the roster tonight for Coach Ryan Marshall are over 6'4". And some of your tallest ones, we just talked about Austin Smith standing a senior forward, 6'5". Ethan McClure, 6'4" junior. Ethan Godwin, a 6'6" sophomore. A 6'4" sophomore, Conley Haircamp. And a 6'5" junior forward, Jackson Moore. Height to win ball games.
Absolutely, you know, and I know Gannon Roberts is out there. He's one of the quarterbacks from last year. He's probably 6'3". You know, you've got I see a lot of 6s on this roster. You're right.
A lot of 6s, and you got a lot of small bodies, but a lot of athletic bodies, and probably one of the best sharpshooters that BB's seen. I would argue since probably Will Scott back in 2008, 2009, Riley Marshall.
Absolutely.
Almost automatic from the three-point line.
I know that young man, when he was in junior high, if you left him open, he reminded you why you shouldn't leave him open.
Yeah.
He can fill it up. I remember watching his dad play in high school, and I think the young Marshall may be a little bit better than the old Marshall.
We'll leave that argument for a different day. And
Absolutely.
One other player, arguably two of probably the most hardest working players on this team. I doubt that they're all hard working, but two of the guys that probably never stopped at all during the Pottsville game, and that's Logan Worthington and Brooks Nail.
Absolutely. Two great young men. They have a lot of energy.
Yes.
I get tired watching them play. They just try so hard. They extend.
And it's full tilt boogie 100 miles an hour the whole game.
Yes, it is, and they're coachable.
Yes.
That's one thing about this team is you don't see individuals. You see a team.
Yep. And teams win.
Absolutely. You can't focus on just one player, because if you focus on Marshall, they got 3 or 4 other young men who will fill it up as well.
And just like the Lady Badgers, a lot of youth on this team too. One senior, and the rest of the team is filled with sophomores and juniors.
Again, our basketball program is looking pretty good. You know, for the next couple of years, this youth is going to get experience. And again, I would not want to play. I wouldn't want to play these Badgers right now. I don't know how you match up height-wise. I didn't see the.
We don't have height on the roster.
Have height on the roster. Well,
but just from our vantage point up here,
I think we've won that battle. Just from you know, I think we have a lot more sixes. It looks like than maybe Paragould does, and our boys are not only tall, but they're quick.
They're quick, very quick. Well, we got 5.5 minutes to go before we get to the second game of our doubleheader starter. We'll take a break for a moment, and we'll be back for a tip-off here for BB Badger basketball. Matt Jenkins alongside Dane Graham. We're back in a moment here on the Badger Sports Network. It's once again time for BB Badger basketball. We're down one game. It's time for our final game of our doubleheader tonight, and we move on to the boys matchup. The Paragould Rams taking on the BB Badgers. The Badgers came away with a 15-point victory against Pottsville on Tuesday, and they look to move on in their season, moving up to 2-0 here early in the 2019-2020 Badger basketball season. Matt Jenkins joining you here. We'll have Dane Grant jumping on the broadcast here momentarily. We appreciate you joining us here on the Badger Sports Network's live coverage of BB Badger basketball. And if you're just tuning in, we will always carry all the home games live here for you on the Badger Sports Network. Either myself or B2 Internet Radio personality Shane Smith will have the game for you, probably as we move on into the conference portion of the season. And we will have more for you of that on badgerball.org, the official website of BB Badger Athletics. We're going through pregame introductions right now. We're introducing the Paragould starting lineup, and here in just a moment we will go through our starting five for your BB Badgers. Head coach once again for the BB Badgers, Ryan Marshall. He's always assisted by Matthew O'Connor, Zach White, and junior high head coach Devontae Young. Starting at guard will be a sophomore guard, 6 foot tall, number 3, Riley Marshall, the son of head coach Ryan Marshall, 3-point specialist for the Badgers. He'll be paired by sophomore guard Brooks Nail, 5'8" point guard. He'll lead the way for the Badgers. In the post will be number 22, 6'5" junior Jackson Moore. At one of the other guard positions, probably sitting at about the 2 or 3 guard. Junior guard Logan Worthington, and the lone senior for the Badgers. He'll lead the way both in leadership and in scoring. That'll be Austin Smith, 6'5" senior for the Badgers. It'll be a great night of basketball. You heard us talk a little bit earlier during the pregame warm-ups. Height is definitely on the side for the Badger basketball team. 7 guys over 6'4", and that'll definitely pay dividends for the team. Austin Smith and number 13, Ashton White, will tip things off here for the game. And we are underway here inside Badger Sports Arena. The Badgers win the tip, and they will have possession first. Riley Marshall will bring the ball up court. Paragould in their man-to-man defense. And an early defensive foul called on number 4. It's going to be on Nathan Lear, a senior guard for the Rams. Inbound goes to Worthington. Looking to reset. Lear going to be a defensive hoss tonight, looks like. Up to Marshall, over to Nail. Back to Worthington. Worthington's going to drive into the paint. Lear's going to pick up his second foul. And that's 2 quick fouls on the senior guard, Nathan Lear, and he'll come out of the game as quick as he started the game. He'll head to the bench. Riley Marshall going to pull a quick 3-pointer over the backboard and out of bounds. That will be a Badger turnover, and here come the Rams. Will inbound on the other end. Bryce Fisher, the junior guard, will lead the things now for the Rams. Our senior point guard, Nathan Lear, already out with 2 quick fouls. 3-point shot for the Rams off the bottom of the backboard. No good. Out of bounds on the hustle play, and it'll go back to the Badgers. Brooks Nail at the point for BB, gets it over to Marshall. Smith trying to post up, or excuse me, that was Moore trying to post up. Gets it inside to Smith. Hard pass. Smith unable to do anything with it. It'll be another Badger turnover, and here comes the Rams on the other end. And a traveling violation on the Rams is going to be on number 24, Ethan Vick. That'll be the Rams' first turnover, and we're still knotted at 0. Haven't been able to break the seal on this game quite yet. Riley Marshall on the double screen had a potential look at the 3. Unable to do anything with it. Over to Worthington. Worthington in the post, kicks it back out to Nail. Back to Worthington. Back to Nail. A little two-man game right now. 3 out, 2 in for Beebe. To Moore to Nail. Worthington at the top of the key. Little high screen there from Moore. You'll see a lot of man-to-man defense on both sides tonight. Smith on the drive. Little shake and shimmy. Gets his own rebound off the miss. No good. Rebounded by Paragould. And we're still knotted at a goose egg right now. Inside, out of bounds off of Paragould, and it's going to stay, or it's going to go to the Badgers. Brooks Nail bringing it up the court, hustling it up the court, rather. Double screen from Marshall. Had an open look. Marshall drives inside the lane. Off the backboard for the layup, and it's good. Good take there from Marshall, getting inside, taking the contact, and getting the first bucket of the game. The Badgers up 2-0 here, 5.5 to go in the first period of play. Thought about the 3. Did Fisher, unable to do anything with it, and here comes the drive from the Rams. Block shot from Nail and Worthington. Good defense on the part of both guards. It's going to stay with the Rams. Ty Cart is going to check into the game for BB. He'll come in for Jackson Moore. Looks like that'll put Austin Smith at the 5. Cart will be at the 4. And then Worthington, Nail, and Marshall will split the guard position. And there's a defensive foul called. I think they're going to call that on Cart. They will call that on Cart. That'll be his first foul, first team foul of the game for BB. That'll put Carter Starling at the free throw line for the Rams, and he rattles in the free throw, making it a 2-1 game. Eli McClure going to check in now, the junior 5'7" guard, getting his first bit of action tonight. Ty Cart will check out of the game.
One thing I noticed in this game, our benches look a little bit different. A little bit more depth on both sides tonight for our high school Badgers, and Paragould for that matter.
Nail at the point, McClure at the 2, Worthington at the 3. Marshall also in at guard, and Smith at the 5. Going to keep the ball here off of Paragould. And right there, you kind of saw that height come into play just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Not really the tallest lineup right now, but just Smith alone at 6'6".
Well, you have his height, and you have a lot of speed out there for BB right now. They're going to spread you out, and Marshall's going to try to take it to the hole. And there's some good shooters. That's a good, strong move by Mr. Marshall.
Hill will go to the free throw line. Does Marshall for a pair of free throws. He's definitely been the aggressor so far. That foul's on number 11, Eli Sherrod, junior guard for Paragould. That'll put Marshall at the line for a pair of free throws.
Yeah, you have to pick your poison, Matt. I mean, you either pack it in and BB's going to shoot it from outside, or you spread it out, BB's just going to drive right by you. Right now, Paragould's electing them to let them go by, foul them, and say, beat us at the free throw line. Good rebound by Austin Smith.
Marshall missed a pair of free throws. Don't see that very often out of him.
No, you don't.
2-2 ball game, 4:45 to go here in the first period. Good up and
Nice
under.
move.
Good move there on the part of number 11, Eli Sherrod. It was good defense on the part
Absolutely.
of Smith and Worthington, but just you can't be good offense sometimes.
No, you cannot. You know, better offense beats good defense. Good defense, better defense will beat good. A good move again by Marshall.
And one, he'll go to the free throw line.
You know, you just don't see sophomores playing a role that even on both teams. That's one thing BB's going to face all year. They're going to be the younger team. After Christmas, though, things kind of even out. You know, those you can't really say, yeah, you're a sophomore now, but what are you? You know, come January.
Absolutely.
A sophomore and a half, maybe, I don't know. But you're a legit player. You have a lot of experience when you start the second half of that season.
He knocks down the and one, putting the Badgers up 5-4. We mentioned it pregame.
Good defense.
Here's not good defense from Worthington. Jump ball. It's going to stay with the Rams.
A lot of passion by these Badgers on the floor. Worthington has a lot of passion.
But you haven't seen, like you're talking about sophomores, this is arguably one of the most, if not the most talented junior high class in basketball that's came up. Only went 21-2 last year, lost 2 games across the whole year, won the conference tournament and the regular season championship.
Absolutely.
They're a talented little group of sophomores in this class.
And they are quick. And, you know, winning 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, it's important.
Yes.
You carry that with you. Learning how to win is huge.
And I think, too, we didn't mention it during the girls' game, but it'll still carry over with the girls. All these sophomores have played together since they were probably knee-high.
Yes, they have.
Pee Wee ball, AAU ball, Legion ball, and now it's carrying over into the high school game because and I think that was the biggest thing with that junior high group last year.
Yes.
How in sync they were with each other and kind of almost knew good defense on the part of Worthington, and he's feeling it right now.
Absolutely. And the thing about Worthington, he's going to let you know when he makes a good play. He has a lot of energy, a lot of passion. I
mentioned it in the last game. They're in much more harder working players.
Absolutely.
He's going to give it 110%.
Well, you know, he does a lot of the same things that Babel does for the high school. He does, you know, he does those little things.
Nail in the corner for 3, no good. Here come the Rams on the other end.
Length right there. Worthington did a great job playing the passing lanes. Good defense by Austin. Circus shot by Paragould, and here we go.
Rebounded by Smith, and here comes Nail on the other end.
You know, you're going to see Nail run this offense for the next 3 years.
Good move from Nail. He'll go to the free throw line for a pair.
It's another sophomore. You just don't see that very often. And the thing about Coach Marshall is he's got that young man for 3 years. Well, all these young men are going to be back, like you said earlier.
And I think that's where Austin Smith, the lone senior of this crew, obviously he'll lead the locker room, he'll lead the team, but transitioning some of that leadership off to these younger kids when he eventually graduates.
So what do we have, 6'5", lead the 4, and 6'6" come in?
Yep.
Not a whole lot of teams, can do that.
And talent for talent.
Absolutely.
I mean, Ethan Godwin's just as talented as anybody on this team.
Absolutely.
You have Smith leading the way, just banging and bruising in the paint, and then you kick him out, and here comes just a 1 inch taller Ethan Godwin.
And any of these young men could start on any given night just about. You know, like you said, there's no letdown. It's good to see Coach Young over there on the sideline with Coach Marshall. 2 fiery coaches there. You know, I'm sure it's nice for these sophomores to look over there and see Coach Young. You know,
a lot of these players grew up watching him.
Absolutely. They had a great run, when he played here.
Yeah, I got to play alongside. Well, I was on the same team with him. I didn't get to play that much, but one just super talented basketball player during his time here back in 2010, 2011.
Well, and he's a super guy, period. You know, I had the pleasure of teaching beside him last year. Now I have, Miss Chester, who's beside me, and I know she's listening, and she's a fantastic co-worker as well. All of you guys are on top of the CT are fantastic. But Coach Young, he's fun guy to hang out with and a great coach.
And I think, too, is we got a offensive foul called on Colony Haircamp, the illegal screen. It's kind of just, it's not, I wouldn't say a new trend, but you got these young coaches that can really relate to the players.
Absolutely. We're seeing that not only in basketball, but football as well.
Football, baseball.
Absolutely. You know, Coach Cleveland's been a great, you know, he's a young guy, young coach. You know, he can relate to those young men really well. Coach Gunner's entire staff. Got a few older ones in there, Coach Pinkerton and Coach Price. I'm sure they'll love me saying that.
Absolutely.
But they're two great guys. I just like everything I'm seeing in our athletic department.
But for all that youth, quote-unquote youth,
Yes.
every one of them has experience.
Absolutely.
Devontae on the college levels won conference championships, both on the college and coaching level. Coach Gunner won several conference championships with Alma.
Yep.
Coach Cleveland's been a part of several state championship teams.
Absolutely.
While he was at Malvern. So, yes, young and they can relate, but they've been there, done that, and they know what it takes to turn a program around and get it up to that winning standard.
And that's key, experience. Coach can look at you and say, man, I've been there. That means something.
Had a foul called on Riley Marshall, his first personal, fourth team foul.
Yeah, look like a hold.
Called that on number 10.
Yep.
Either that or a legal screen, one of the two.
Well, I saw Mr. Nail. He took a pretty good flop there, pretty good hit. Well, I tell you what, that's one thing about Coach Marshall. He will screen you to death.
Riley
Man.
Marshall for three, no good. Rebounded by Paragould.
It's a rarity there. That young man is Mr. Automatic from downtown.
He might miss a couple here and there, but once he hits that first one,
Look out.
yeah. Kind of started the same way during the game on Tuesday. There's a three-pointer from number 24, Ethan
Good
Vick.
rebound.
Good rebound from Haircamp. One of those sophomores. And we talked about it a moment ago. 4 of the 5 out here.
He's a 6'4", too. Wow.
Let me rephrase that. All 5 of these kids out here
Sophomores.
are sophomores.
You
That
know-
all played on that junior high team last year.
That is incredible. That just shows the depth and what the future looks like. I wouldn't want to put BB on my schedule.
No. As Brooks Nail knocks down the jump shot.
Another illegal screen.
Call that on number 24. It's going to be on the senior Ethan Vick.
Eli McClure checks in.
Talking about depth, and I think you kind of get that sense of like what Nolan Richardson used to do with the Razorbacks.
Absolutely.
If you can run a roster of like 9 or 10 deep, maybe 11 or 12, I don't know how many we got on the roster here, but nearly all of them will see playing time this year.
Well, and they've all had experience.
Riley Marshall open for 3, back of the rim,
Looks
but
like he
they
got
will call him
fouled.
for a foul.
He's going to get 3 shots.
Looking at the ref's hand motion, it looks like they called the foul because the defender was in his landing area. And you've started to see this play, or this foul called a lot here recently, especially on the NBA level, causing several injuries for some of the NBA players. And they've been calling that foul. If the defender's in the restricted area of where the shooter's going to land, they're going to call that a foul.
You're absolutely right. You have to give them room to land. A lot of injuries, serious injuries can occur, in the ankle and knee area if you get into their zone and their feet hit your feet, bad things can happen.
That's what got Kawhi Leonard when he used to play for the Spurs. It got Klay Thompson with the Warriors. 10-6 is your score, under 6 seconds to go here in the first period of play. There's a little floater jump shot, no good. Rebounded by BB. Riley Marshall's going to take a 75-foot heave, and he doesn't make it towards half court, but nevertheless had a lot of defenders around him. 10-6 is your score right now as we end the first period of play. We're back in a moment here on the Badger Sports Network. 10-6 is your score as we start the second quarter of play. Matt Jenkins alongside Dane Grant. We appreciate you joining us here on the Badger Sports Network. Lady Badgers fell in a opening game contest 57-50, I believe was the final score.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure
think that's
it
right. I
was.
didn't have a chance to write it down, but the Lady Badgers fall to 0-2 on the season. And the Badgers trying to move to 2-0 on the season. Marshall drives into the lane, no good. Rebounded by Ashton White, and here come the Rams on the other end.
Good, strong move by Marshall, just came up a little short.
High screen and roll on the part of Paragould. Going to call a foul on Worthington.
You know, I've never understood that being able to walk into a screen like that, and get position. But they're letting them do it. I think Coach Marshall's cultivating a relationship some more.
He's good at that.
Yes, he is.
But I think, too, that's what you want as a player. You want that.
Yeah, I was wondering, we had one ref over here talking to Coach Marshall while they inbound the ball. Now, you want a coach that's going to fight for you.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I was. Yeah, you want a fiery coach because him getting in, you just always pushing you to be the best that you can be.
Absolutely.
And you get all those players that play for him.
I saw that in at every sport this year. I saw Coach Glaude with junior high getting fired up. Trying to get his team fired up. I saw Coach Gunner several times get fired up, try to motivate his team. And Coach Ritchie and Coach Marshall are going to do the same thing.
So it sounds like we had an offensive foul called, I believe is what it was, on Ashton White. I think they called a hold on him. So the foul will come back over here in a double bonus. In the midst of all of me and you talking, Paragould's at their 10th team foul.
Wow.
And
Well,
that'll put Austin Smith at the free throw line.
I think what you have is BB's quicker than Paragould. And that's what happens, when you can't catch them, you got to grab them and hope that you don't get caught.
Jackson Moore's going to get called for the over the back. Off the missed free throw from Austin Smith.
I thought he got two shots.
That's going to be a two-shot foul. Smith's second free throw is good. That'll put the Badgers up 11-6 here in the second period of play. 7.5 to go. And I think one other thing, too, that's always been key with Coach Marshall teams is how patient they are offensively.
Very patient. And even defensively. I've seen these young men play defense for a minute straight.
Yep.
And their rotation was fantastic. See, like now, they're staying focused. They're meeting the ball at the man.
Communicating good defense.
Absolutely. Great defense.
Rebounded by Worthington. Gets it over to Nail, and Nail is going to push the way up for the Badgers.
Nail is going to keep good.
Good jump
move.
stop.
Good
No
jump
good.
stop.
Gets
Good
his own rebound.
Finish
Back
it.
up for the shot. No good. We're going to jump for it. Brooks Nell's going to get another shot at the rim. Foul's going to be on the floor before the shot. Nevertheless, though, he'll get 2 free throws.
It's like Mr. McClure is getting ready to check in.
Brother of Eli McClure. This is Ethan McClure checking in.
Nope, guess not.
We'll wait till after the first free throw, I guess.
Nail, he is a tough young man.
Yes, he is.
He plays really big, especially for a sophomore.
Doesn't knock down the first free throw. Got 3 subs coming in, 2 for the Rams. One of those being number 11. No, number 4. Get my numbers mixed up. Nathan Lear got 2 quick fouls to start the game in the first quarter, so he'll be coming in with 2 fouls right now.
That's a lane violation right there.
Yes, it was. But
I kept noticing earlier, did we switch basketballs this year?
we did switch.
I've noticed a totally different color, and it looks like we're not using the wave anymore.
The wave got retired.
There you go.
I think it was a new state thing, that the new regulated ball, but the balls look great. They're
rebound.
very bright orange, so you can't miss it anymore.
No, you can't miss it. Good defense by Austin inside.
That's where that length is going to come into
Yes.
play again right there. But the length might have got him as he's called for the defensive foul.
Yeah, the only thing he could have done there was just played straight up and The
Thank you, Miss Chester, for the correction. I assumed they were brothers, but the McClure boys are cousins. So that was – I'll take the blame for that one.
honest mistake.
But that's what she keeps us in line.
That's right. Oh, trust me, every day she keeps me in line.
12-7 is your score. Low scoring affair here in the opening first half of the Rams versus the Badgers. Defensive foul on number 22, a little hand check or push. Jamison Danvalt on the foul.
Marshall has does a great job on that rip through and drive to the basket. That's just hard to stop.
Marshall's first free throw is going to be knocked down, and it's good. First free throw is good, and we've got a timeout on the floor. I think it's a 30-second timeout for BB. We'll take the timeout with him. We're back in a moment on the Badger Sports Network. Riley Marshall will be back at the free throw line as we come out of the 30-second timeout. 13-7 is your score. We'll make that 14-7. Badgers up a touchdown.
Yeah, free throws. BB shot a lot of free throws in this first half.
Badgers are in
they're making them.
And Pottsville's in the double bonus, so BB's going to be shooting 2 free throws for the remainder of the first half.
Yeah, Paragould is doing a
good defense from McClure.
Paragould's trying to attack. They're just not finishing.
Kind of see the Paragould coach. Wonder why no foul was called, but I think Ethan McClure just did the best thing. He was straight up and didn't move it, didn't lean in, didn't lean out, just kind of just held his ground.
We got all 3 coaches standing up now on our sideline.
Good rebound from Hart. And there's going to be a foul called. I believe they're going to call that on 12. No, they're going to call that on 1, Bryce Fisher. His first personal. And that'll put Ty Hart at the free throw line.
You know, these free throws, Matt, they can really extend the lead. Before you know it, you're down 2. Next thing you know, you're up 4 or 5 just by making free throws.
Carr going to line up for his second of 2 free throws. Worthington just checked into the game. We got Marshall, Brooks, Riley Mark. Good rebound from Worthington. Puts it back up for 2.
He is quick.
That's just pure hustle and the pure want to.
And the moment he touched that ball, it was up. There was no hesitation. Good length.
Good hustle from Riley Marshall.
Coach Marshall's adjusting his defense.
Look like they're going to stay in that extended. Yep. Well, maybe not necessarily extended.
Yeah, it's just a man. They're cutting down on that dribble drive. Help on the good defense. Good rebound.
Good rebound by McClure, and here comes Marshall. 3-on-4, 4-on-4 break. Spin move's going to spin into the lane, gets it back out to Cart. Cart got probably a little bit of hack side of getting the ball, but gets a turnover. Kicks it over to Lear. Lear's 3-pointer's no good. Rebounded by BB, gets it back to Marshall.
Yeah, and BB will probably settle it down here now, trying to run a set. There you go. Coach Marshall calling the play. Got some backside screen.
Double screen.
Yep.
Gets it up top to Cart.
Nice cut.
Back door, good defense from Paragould, and that's a turnover. And here comes Fisher on the other end.
BB's patient. Their backside help is very, very solid.
Good pass there from Lear into the corner. Air ball, no good. Brooks Nail
And
with
we're
a
off.
full head of steam. Here they come. Brooks Nail takes the contact and goes to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Yeah, and the Paragould coach, he disagrees, but there was a lot of contact. And let's see if Brooks can finish. You know, I see a lot of these young men around campus, and not only are they good basketball players, but they're all very polite young men.
Great young men.
You know, every time I see Brooks, he's like, "Good morning." You know, I have McClure in class, and he's very, very polite young man. Coaches and obviously parents and guardians do a great job.
And his second free throw goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, maintaining that 10-point lead, or getting a 10-point lead, rather. 17-7, 4:03 to go here in the second quarter of play. Badgers in control right now of this one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize, you know, when you're playing with the lead versus playing behind, it's totally different. You just seem to have a lot more energy with that 10-point lead. Good defense. Probably going to be a foul on.
Going to be on Eli McClure, double zero. And that'll put BB in the bonus. And that'll send Carter Starling to the free throw line, the senior forward. And his free throw in and out. And it's going to stay with the Rams.
Well, I noticed that in the girls' game, too. That ball will go almost all the way down and then spin right back out.
Maybe it's the new balls that we're using.
Maybe. It looks different. That's good inbounds play. There's another down, you know, in and out.
Here comes Nail, kicks it all the way up to the corner, up to Worthington. Pump fake. Worthington pulls for 3. No good. Rebounded by Marshall. Nail at the elbow.
Nice
Shot is good.
Shot.
Good take from Brooks Nail.
Absolutely. Got under control, little crossover, set those feet, and knocked it down. Play a little string music. Probably going to be an offensive foul there. Good defense. Worthington doing those extras.
If you just saw the official, I don't know if you could see that on her screen, but Worthington kind of feeling it right now.
Yes, he is. Official telling him to calm down, you know, but we all know Worthington is he's got a lot of fire, and he doesn't mean anything by it. I like the passion.
I think he got that a lot from his brothers, too.
Absolutely. His brother coached my little boy for a couple years in Pee Wee basketball. It's another polite young man, very, very good young man.
Following the brief outage here, we got 19-7 is your score, 3:05 to go. As Riley kicks it over to Nail. Nail again, step back from the elbow, no good.
Good job, McClure, getting a hand on it.
Going to have a foul on BB. I think they call that on Ethan McClure. And they will call that on McClure. First personal, 8th team foul for the Badgers.
Yeah, he got caught with that one. You know, there's a lot of things that happen during the game. A lot of it just doesn't get called. Every once in a while, the officials will catch you doing something. Seems the pace of the game has slowed a little bit. There's been a lot of fouls called in this first half.
First free throw for Nathan Lear falls. 19-8 is your score. Under 3 minutes to go. That'll put the lead back 19-9.
Badgers get the ball in quick. They want to try to beat that defense down the floor. Good screen.
Try to catch him sleeping. Riley Marshall's going to pull up for a pull-up jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Starling. Gets it over to Lear, and here come the Rams on the other end.
In 2 weeks, he'll hit that shot. Timing was off a little bit. Ball got there a little late, but in 2 weeks, that won't happen.
We might have jinxed him for calling him a sharpshooter.
Boy, you're probably right. I'm sure
But you can't. But if you're Paragould,
you can't leave him open.
well, it looked like we had a foul called on Paragould.
It's like Mr. Karanko, Adrian Karanko is getting ready to check in. Another sophomore.
We had a 30-second timeout. It's going to be called.
Looks like the coaches wanting to talk to the officiating crew. Not sure what he's complaining about.
I didn't see anything that looked like anything to worry about.
I didn't either.
It looked like before the timeout was called that the official called a foul, or sure seemed like he did.
Well, I guess they got it worked out. Well, that was a quick timeout.
Quick 30-second timeout. And I believe, yes, it's going to be Paragould's ball. So I'm not sure, not exactly sure what happened.
I'm not sure either. May have to go back and watch that one, figure that one out. Good trap by the Badgers on the inbounds.
Good kick out to Lear for Paragould.
Good rebound.
No good. Out off of Paragould. The Badgers will get the ball right back. We talked about Joey Babel in the girls' game just being one like a pure athlete, just a good, solid athlete. Adrian Karanko is probably just right up there with her, just a good, solid, pure athlete.
I agree. Look forward to seeing him this season and next year on the football field. That's one thing a lot of these young men, that were playing football, they kind of got to play catch up,
Yep.
Got to get in basketball shape and work their way into the system. So it'll take them a little bit, but
Basketball shape's a whole different kind of shape than football
absolutely.
shape.
We were talking about that today in class, the different types of shape that you got to be in.
Block shot's going to be off of. First they said Paragould, and then they flipped it to BB.
Yeah, it's funny how, you start the game with 3 officials, but you end up with a couple of 100 or, 50 or so.
Crossover for Nail.
Nail,
thought about it twice.
That is his shot. He likes that elbow shot. And he's hit several of them. Good curl action there. Good down screen for Rod. Good screen by McClure.
Money in the bank.
That is a nice play, and BB will run that. You mentioned their patience.
Yes.
They ran through that set 3 times to get that open shot. That was a great job by the Badgers.
And that'll go down as a 3 for Marshall, but you got to give a lot of credit to McClure for that good, solid screen.
Well,
getting him wide open.
It was his screen, and then there was a down screen by somebody. Yep. I missed it. That was a great screen too.
There's McClure again on the defensive end.
Good job.
He'll get called for the foul.
You got to screen the screener a lot of times on that situation, and they screened the screener, and Marshall had a good 2 seconds to shoot that 3. Now we got some more height coming in.
Jackson Moore and Conley Haircamp fixing to get some action here in the last 60 seconds here of the second half, or the first half. Second quarter, I should say.
6'5" and 6'4" checking in for the Badgers.
And checking out for a 6'4" and a 6'5".
Isn't that something?
Height for height.
And I like to see Coach Devontae Young down there helping these young men out. A lot of experience with that young coach.
Yes, he is. Are you patient right now? If you're BB right now, you're going to. It looks like they're going to go for the patience. I was going to say, are you aggressive here? You want to try to extend the lead, or you got a pretty good cushion right now?
Unless you get a wide open
there's another
shot
screen right
like
there.
This right here, great screen. I think Coach Marshall can live with that shot.
Had an open look.
Absolutely. And
looks like Paragould's going to hold for their last shot here of the second quarter heading into the first half.
I don't understand that one. I'd try to score and jump into a press or something. Good hands. Good hands by Riley.
Under 10 seconds to go. Worthington pushing.
Now you got a nail over here. There's a little foul there, no call. Nail on the shot.
No good. A little bit of a clumsy ending to the first half, but nevertheless, the Badgers will go into the locker room with a good lead, 22-9, as we head into the halftime break. We'll take the halftime break with them. As we leave the coverage going, we got the BB High School cheer team making their way out onto the floor for their halftime performance. Dane Grant alongside Matt Jenkins. We're back in 10 minutes for Badger basketball on the Badger Sports Network. Both teams have made their way back out of the locker room, and we've got a 22-9 game, and your BB Badgers are leading the Paragould Rams. Matt Jenkins joining you here, let's say courtside, but we're above the court. We got the bird's eye view here in Badger Sports Arena. Dane Grant will be joining us here momentarily. His criminal justice kids are taking care of the concession stand, and he went to go make sure that they were taking care of business as they always do. A solid first half on both sides of the game for the Badgers, offensively and defensively. Strong and patient offense and good, solid defense for the Badgers as they look to move to 2-0 on the year. And they've got a great cushion here to start the second half of play, leading 22-9. The Badgers, like we mentioned during the game of the girls' game, following the conclusion of this game, the Badgers and the Lady Badgers will travel on the road for the next week, or they will be on the road next week on Tuesday and Friday. Next Tuesday, November 19th, they will travel to Whitehall for a 2-game series down there. The girls will tip off at 6 o'clock p.m. The boys will follow suit. And then on Friday, before the Thanksgiving holiday, the Badgers will travel to Valley View High School to take on Valley View in non-conference action. Following that, the Badgers will be back home on December 3rd for a big-time battle against Sylvan Hills, which will surely be a packed house here inside Badger Sports Arena. The Badgers will then move on to take on Clarksville for a 6 o'clock contest in Clarksville High School. And then the Badgers will move on to the Cabot Holiday Tournament at Cabot High School just down on Highway 64. As then they will prepare for the Badger Holiday Classic, which we are moving way ahead of the schedule. We got one more game to get through here before we move ahead to next week's games, as the Badgers and the Rams get the second half kicked off. And we'll get this thing started with a foul on Paragould, and that'll send Riley Marshall to the free throw line. Here comes Paragould. Lotham Worthington driving it all the way up the floor for the fast court layup. And he will get there, putting the Badgers up 26-9. And Paragould all the way back down on the other end of the floor. And they're going to be called for a foul. Paragould's called for the foul. And the Badgers will get the ball back on the side of the floor. Nail initiating the offense. There's a screen from Marshall to Nail. Nail at the top of the key. Marshall open for a three-point look, unable to do anything with it. Apologize for our camera malfunctioning there for just a moment. We are back up and going here. It's nice and smooth. There's a screen and roll from Paragould, unable to do anything with it. Good defense on the part of the Badgers. Smith, a long 6'5" defender out on the wing. Lear on the shot, on the floater, no good. Rebounded by Godwin. Gets it to Smith, back to Nail, and here comes the Badgers on the other end. There's a double screen set up for Worthington. Crossover dribble. He's going to get it set up back at midcourt. There's a high screen from Smith. Spin move layup for the Rams. No good, but there will be a defensive foul on the play. And that'll put Paragould at the free throw line. First free throw is no good. And the Rams are struggling to get any sort of offense going here from the free throw line or during the game. And the Badgers are extending their lead up 26-9 with 5:43 to go here in the third quarter. Second free throw is no good. Good rebound by Nail as Brooks Nail will push it up the floor. Nail to Heerkamp all the way back across to Worthington. Good bounce pass all the way on the corner to Nail. Marshall looked like he thought about it for just a split second. Good inside pass to Godwin. Little bit of a shaky pass, but the Badgers hold on. Nail open for three, no good. Rebounded by Beebe off the turnover, and there's Worthington again getting the bucket. Up 30-9 now is the Badgers. There's another turnover. Worthington all the way to the other end for the layup. That'll make it 30-9, excuse me. 30-second timeout called by Paragould. And the Badgers are rolling to start the second half. Up 30-9. We'll take the timeout with them. We're back in 30 seconds. You're watching Badger Basketball on the Badger Sports Network. Rams have the ball coming out of the timeout, down 30-9 to your BB Badgers. And the Badgers are taking care of business right now as they look to stay patient on offense and aggressive on defense and keep creating turnovers and getting easy buckets on the other end. Badgers in a man-to-man defense right now. Right now you got Heerkamp in the game with Brooks Nail, Riley Marshall, Ethan Godwin, and Logan Worthington. 4 sophomores to 1 junior right now for your Badgers lineup as we speak at the moment. Open three for Lear, no good. Good, strong rebound from Worthington. And you saw it in the corner of your screen, Coach Marshall. Slow down, let's be patient offensively and get the bucket we want. Inside to Godwin. Godwin shot, count it, and the foul. Oh, my. Ethan Godwin with the tough bucket inside. Took the contact, got all the way through for the bucket and the foul. Foul was called on called that on 00. Kyler Brewster, the sophomore guard, called for the foul. The second team foul for Paragould. Not able to get the and one from the free throw line. The Badgers leading 32-9. And their man-to-man defense look like BB's in a soft man right now. Good high floater from Lear. Paragould finally gets off the 9 mark, down 32-11. Inside to Godwin. Godwin again. Take the contact. Not able to knock it down, but he'll go to the free throw line for a pair. Ethan Godwin, a sophomore, 6'6" forward. Lots of height for the Badgers, as we talked all throughout the game. As Godwin knocks down the first free throw. Godwin's second free throw, no good. And a defensive foul called. I believe they called that on number 24, Ethan Vick. That's his third personal, fourth team foul. And the ball will stay here with your Badgers. As the Badgers looking to get the inbound play. They're really keying in on Godwin right now, are the Badgers. Let's see if they keep doing so. Godwin, or Nail, pump fake inside, count it, and oh no, they're going to wave it off. Going to call an offensive foul on Nail. I think you saw the official kind of raise his knee up like he almost went up with the knee just a little bit. That probably created the contact. Nevertheless, offensive foul. And the Rams have the ball on the other end. Running through their offense. Traveled before the shot. Now, let me tell you something. The Badgers are just playing tough, solid defense right now. Brooks Nail hustling it up the floor. Now, the Badgers look to get into their motion offense. Ethan Godwin's going to get called for the illegal screen. A little bit of a Academy Award acting job there from Nathan Lear. You like good hard screens, but you gotta have them under control sometimes as well. Offensive foul for Godwin hits his first personal, third team foul. And the Rams come back with the ball. Spin move by Lear, corner three-pointer for the Rams off the top of the backboard. And it will be called out of bounds as it hit the top of the backboard. And the Badgers get the ball coming on the other end. 2:18 to go here in the third period of play. Badgers rolling right now, 33-11 in the third period. Marshall had an open look, gets it back up top to Nail. Nail over to Haircamp. It's been a strong lineup right now for the Badgers. Four sophomores with Godwin, Marshall, Nail, and Haircamp. And Logan Worthington, the junior, taking care of business. A good elbow shot from Nail, no good. Offensive rebound by Haircamp. Gets it out to Worthington. Worthington tried to squeeze that ball in there, but it's going to be a turnover off for Beebe. And a defensive foul called on Haircamp. His second personal. I don't think anybody really got possession of that until Paragould got it on the block. They knocked down their first free throw, 33-12. Eli McClure checks into the ball game. And the second free throw is good for Paragould. Nail to Marshall. Crossover dribble from Marshall. Kicks it back out to Nail. Little pick and roll action. Nail going to pull up for a jump shot three-pointer. No good. Rebounded by Marshall. Marshall inside. Over to Godwin. Turnover. Couldn't get the hold on it. And that'll be a turnover for Beebe. Almost a turnover on the other end for Paragould. But they hold on to possession. Three-point set shot for Paragould. No good. Rebounded by McClure. And here come the Badgers on the other end. Nail leading the charge. Good screen from Godwin. Marshall almost pulled it, but not able to get his handle under it. Here came to Marshall. Back inside to Godwin. Good defense from Lear. and it'll stay here with the Badgers. Inside to Smith on the inbound. McClure almost turns it over, but able to get it back. Nail was almost knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it was off Paragould. And the Badgers will keep possession of the ball. 16.5 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. On the inbound to Marshall, back to Nail. Haircamp was open on the roll. There you see Nail pull it out. Marshall's calling his set play. See if they can get a bucket heading into the third quarter break. Nail inside, pull up jump shot from the elbow, no good. But he'll get called for the foul, and that'll send Brooks Nail to the free throw line. Nail's first free throw is good. And a second free throw rattles in for Nail, 35-13. Paragould tried to roll it in. He almost got the turnover. And we are over here in the third quarter as we head into the fourth quarter. Your Badgers leading 35-13. We're back for the conclusion of this one here on the Badger Sports Network. We're back in a moment. Logan Worthington will get things started here in the fourth quarter of play, and your BB Badgers leading 35-13 off the turnover, and here comes Paragould on the other end. Missed the wide open layup. Did Paragould, and then on the other end he's called for the foul. Foul is on number 23. That's on Landon Manning. Badgers going through their motion offense right now, just working some clock, trying to be very patient on the offensive end of the ball right now. Inside to Worthington, jump stop. Over to Jackson Moore. Jackson pulls up for a long shot at the elbow and knocks it down. I don't know if that's a shot he was looking for, but nevertheless, he'll take it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. See if the Badgers can continue to lock in defensively. They do so there. The ball's going to stay here. Jackson Moore is going to be called for the over the back. Adrian Karanko is going to check in for Jackson Moore. That's Jackson's first personal foul. Noah Hersheider checked into the game also for the Badgers. Eli McClure, Logan Worthington, and the senior Austin Smith leading the way right now for BB as they look to close out this one here in the fourth quarter. Fouls on number 0, Eli McClure, on the blocking foul. And that'll put number 1, Bryce Fisher, at the free throw line. And his first free throw is good. Fisher, a junior point guard for the Rams. 6:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Your Badgers leading 37-14. Make it 37-15, still in favor of your BB Badgers. Worthington bringing it up the floor for BB. Inside to Worthington. Offensive foul. At least from our vantage point, looked like he lowered the shoulder a little bit just as he was starting that spin move. That may have been what the official saw. I think you saw Coach Marshall there in the corner of your screen. Come on, Logan. Just move on past it. And that's what Coach Marshall's telling him right now as the Badgers get back on the defensive end of the floor. High screen. Looked like a little bit of a moving screen, but nevertheless, that is a three-point basket. Nathan Lear on the three-point bucket for BB, for Paragould. And BB comes back on the other end. Foul called on number 10. It's going to be on Sam Freeman. It's Freeman's third personal foul. That'll put Austin Smith at the free throw line. Now Smith's first free throw is good. Both teams are in the bonus for the rest of the game. Smith back at the free throw line for his other half of the 1-and-1 shot, and his free throw is good. Lear's going to bring it back up the floor for Paragould. BB still in their man-to-man defense. They have stuck hard to that man-to-man defense all night long, and it has paid dividends for them on that end of the floor. Another Paragould turnover, and here comes Smith on the fast break, and he'll pull it out, skip pass all the way over to Hersheider. Back to Cart. There you see the Badgers getting into their motion offense right now. Working clock, going to be very patient if you're on the offensive end right now. Smith, spin move, call for the foul is number 10. That's going to be on Sam Freeman. I believe that'll be his fourth personal foul. Yes, that will be his fourth personal foul. 8th team foul. Freeman will check out of the game also for Paragould number 12, Carter Starling. We'll check out. Ethan McClure is going to wait to check in here for Austin Smith, I believe. First shot is good. Yeah, he's going to come in for Smith here once Austin makes his second free throw. And it rattles out, no good. Offensive rebound by Karanko inside to Smith, and the shot is good. Good offensive rebound from Karanko to get it back over to Austin Smith for the 2-point bucket. 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Badgers taking care of business right now, 42-18. And the bank must still be open here in BB as he knocks that one down. We're going to have a sub timeout here to get Ethan McClure into the game. See, Ethan McClure is checking in. Daniel Clemens is checking into the game for BB. You got Ty Cart, Ethan McClure, Daniel Clemens, Adrian Karanko, and Noah Hersheider in the game right now for the Badgers. Ty Cart on the layup all the way at the other end, no good, but it's called for the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. Fouls on Kyler Brewster. His third personal foul, 9th team foul. Ty Card will go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws. First free throw is no good. The second free throw for Cart. Off the side of the rim, gets his own rebound, pulls up for a jump shot, blocked. Out of bounds, that's going to stay here with Beebe. Well, errant pass recovered by Clemens. Clemens inside. Layup is good for Daniel Clemens. Sometimes you just get luck of the draw if you're Daniel getting it inside. Foul called on Hirschreiter as he hacked the arm. Looks like we're having a couple more subs coming in for both sides. First free throw is good for Ashton White. Adrian Karanka will come out of the game. Gannon Roberts will check into the game for the Badgers. Some of that may be a familiar name. One of the quarterbacks that rotated in with Cade Longing this year for the football team. Gannon Roberts, a sophomore, 6'3" guard. Looking to get some experience here in his first action as a senior high Badger basketball team member. Cart, dribble drive inside the paint, no good. Kicks it back out to Clemens. Clemens, juke and jive, kicks it out to Hirschreiter. Hirschreiter inside, no good. Rebounded by Gannon. And there's going to be a jump ball called, and it's going to go back to the Rams. Three and a half minutes to go. Badgers up 44-22 here in the fourth quarter. There's a three-point opportunity for Paragould. No good. Here comes Ty Cart on the other end. Almost got it stolen away, but he's able to hold on to it. And the turnover is going to lead to a fast break layup, but it's no good. But Gannon Roberts will be called for the foul. It's going to put Eli Sherritt at the free throw line. Eli McClure fixing to check in for BB. As the first free throw for Sherritt is good. Eli will check in for Ty Cart. Sherritt's second free throw is good. Badgers lead by 20 right now. All the way up court to Eli McClure. Inside to Clemens. Good look for Daniel Clemens. Knocks it down. Beautiful offense on the part of the Badgers, getting Clemens a wide open look at the rim. Three-point shot for Lear. No good. Rebounded by Sherritt. Ethan McClure, good defense for the Badgers as here they come on the offensive end. Hirschreiter leading the way right now for BB. Over to McClure. Gannon Roberts driving it into the paint, kicks it up to Hirschreiter. Count it! And the foul! Well, I got excited for no reason. We had an offensive foul called on Gannon Roberts. And they took away that exciting moment I had right there. This is Gannon's second personal foul, 10th team foul, but that won't go down as a double bonus shot to get in a player control foul. Roberts, good defense on the part right there. For him, maybe looking to finish this one out, up 46-24, under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Hirschreiter went straight up just to try not to draw the foul, and the Rams are able to knock it down. Clemens bringing the ball back up on the other end of the floor for BB. Clemens inside, kicks it out to Gannon. A call for the foul before the kick out. It's going to be on number 3, Connor Bailey. Daniel Clemens will go to the free throw line, shooting in the double bonus. His first free throw off the side of the rim, no good. Both teams definitely in practice this weekend as they move into next week. Both are really going to look at shooting free throws better. Badgers have shot well from the free throw line, but you can always do better. Leaving a couple points at the line as Daniel knocks down his second one. Put the Badgers up 47-26. May seem easy, but the free throws from the free throw line are free points that you get, but you just got to go up and knock them down. And a couple more of those made free throws from the Lady Badgers could result in a completely different outlook on that game. Under 1 minute to go here inside Badger Sports Arena. Badgers looking to keep working clock. Eli McClure on the crossover at the rim, no good. Ethan McClure tried to knock down the rebound, unable to get anything with it. And the Rams will come back on the other end. Corner three-pointer for Brewster is good. He rattles that one home. Clemens splits 2 defenders. Got a little excited, probably got a little tip on the defensive end. And the Rams come back on the other end. Three-point shot for Paragould, no good. Offensive rebound by number 13, Ashton White. Going to have a foul called on number 0 for BB, Eli McClure. Misses both free throws, and the Badgers come back on the other end. McClure leading the ball up the floor. Kicks it all the way over to Clemens at the rim, and the shot is good. Good two-man game on the part of there. Three-point shot at the buzzer, no good. And the Badgers move to 2-0 on the year as they finish this one off, as they get the W 49-29. As they move to 2-0 on the year. We appreciate you joining us here on tonight's games. Lady Badgers fall. They look to bounce back next week as they head on the road next week. We go to Valley View next Friday night, and then on next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, November 19th, Badgers will take on Whitehall High School at Whitehall. And then the Badgers will be at Valley View on Friday the 22nd as they wrap up before the Thanksgiving holiday. Badgers win 49-29. For Dane Grant, my name is Matt Jenkins. We sure do appreciate you joining us. We'll see you back here on December 3rd as Badgers take on Sylvan Hills. Signing off for Badgers Sports Network. Good night.